Hi guys, and welcome back to the VC podcast. This week I'm speaking with Richard Lewis, who recently moved to Carlingford with his wife back in 2018. He also taken over the running of OnYourBike.ie, which is a bike hire and bike repair company here in Carlingford. They're located down at the Carlingford Marina, just at the start of the Greenway, making it ideal for anybody looking to rent out bikes and like to have a spin on the Greenway. If you're looking for any more information or prices, just visit their website, OnYourBike.ie. Richard, so thanks very much for joining me this week on the VC podcast. Just like to catch up with you in relation to your business, which is On Your Bike. Found down at the Carlingford Marina at the start of the Greenway, which is ideal for bike hire. You also do a bike repair company as well for people that might have bikes lying around, especially people that might want to get outdoors now as of next week from May 18th. Few restrictions have been lifted so people can exercise a wee bit further in the 5K distance. So if you want to tell us a wee bit about your business and also how you came about to running on your bike, because I know yourself and your wife are probably only new to the area, a couple of years to Carlingford. Would I be correct in saying that?
August 2018.
Oh, there you go. And how are you finding things in Carlingford at the minute?
Well, we're absolutely loving Carlingford. The short story is we were looking to emigrate from South Africa, where we'd both lived for a few decades. And my wife's Irish, she's from Carlow, I'm from Manchester. And we had a good look around England, didn't like it. So we stayed in Dundalk and we were looking sort of south and north of Dundalk, and I wanted to have a look at Carlingford. We came over the top at Long Woman's Grave and I saw the lock and I just went, this is it.
Yeah.
And this is a true story. By lunch, we went for lunch at the Wildwood Cafe. The weather was gorgeous. There was a palm tree. I said, look, darling, it's tropical here. By the time we'd finished lunch, I talked her into moving to Carlingford. A house came up for rent that afternoon, just by the Abbey. So by 5 o'clock that day, we'd rented a house. We went back to Johannesburg, packed up and everything, sold our house and arrived here with 2 suitcases each.
Wow.
In August 2018, and that's the story. And I've got a full-time job of a corporate nature, but Joey used to work for IBM in South Africa and didn't want to go back to that. So a business came up for sale. We're very keen cyclists, and we saw it come up on Dundee, I think it was, On Your Bike, which had been established some years earlier and was run by Quiver and Chris.
That's right, yeah.
Again, the long story short is we bought the business as a going concern and we relocated to Carlingford Marina. Johnny down at the Marina was very kind in giving us a space, a compound to which we put a 40-foot shipping container, which we did up, and we started doing business right there, as you said, at the start of the Carlingford Lock Greenway.
Yeah, it's ideal location, and now especially with the Greenway, as we were actually speaking to Johnny last week, I'm not sure if you saw the interview, we were talking about the Greenway and we're just waiting for the final phase of, well, the middle phase to be completed so we can join between Carlingford and Uri, which would be fantastic for the bike hire.
Be fabulous. I mean, I'm a very keen cyclist. So when I cycle to, say, Portadown and back, which is a nice 104 kilometres, I have to go on the road between Omeath and Victoria Lock. And, you know, it's a bit of a scary road to cycle on. People drive fast, it's narrow, it's bumpy. But once the Greenway's through, we'll have approximately 19 kilometres from Carlingford to Newry, quick whiz through Newry itself, and then you're on the Newry Canal Greenway all the way to Portadown. And I believe, although I've not done it, all the way to Loch Ness. So,
wow.
You know, fabulous cycling. But it's a playground now. I mean, all around the Cooley Peninsula. Yeah. One of my favourite rides is to go to Lily's.
Yeah.
for a pint on a nice summer's evening. I love to go across on the ferry, go to Cranfield, and on occasions I do what I christen the Tour du Loch, which is 55 kilometres around the loch. And it's just fabulous cycling for all, you know, all fitness levels. If you want to stay on the flat, Carlingford Lock Greenway is ideal, or you go to Greenore around to Balagan. If you're a bit fitter or you want to get fitter, take that cycle up to Long Woman's Grave. Now, there's two ways to do that. You can either go to Corner Muckler, and it's a 7.5 kilometre modest, gradient hill, or you can go straight up House Hill, which I have done on occasion, and always involving numerous stops, I have to tell you, because it is very steep. It's the same height, whatever it is, 500 metres or 300 metres.
Straight uphill.
9 metres. Only it does it in 2.5 kilometres, so it's 3 times as steep as the other way.
Yeah.
And lots of fun to be had.
You wouldn't want to come down it without brakes, put it that way.
Definitely not.
No. You mentioned the Carlingford ferry there, Richard. It's ideal. It has joined the whole lot together, hasn't it? So the likes of going out the Greenway towards Newry, heading back down towards Warrenpoint, Rostrevor, and just short of Kilkeel, you come back on the ferry over to Greenore. It's a fantastic day. It would probably take you a half a day, I would say, and take in all the sites. Probably stop in Warrenpoint for a coffee.
A bit longer. I mean, we've had a few people, including international visitors, do it. Say it's 55 kilometres, so a very average sort of cycling pace. Maybe that's 4 hours, maybe 3-4 hours. But you've got to stop and enjoy it. You need to stop,
of course,
take in the views, take some photographs. I don't know whether you noticed it last year, but there is a Carlingford Lock Loop Sportif, which starts in Europe.
Yeah.
And I did it last year. What a fabulous day out that was, with pizzas and beers and coffees and hamburgers. It was just great. And I mean, it's just lovely. It's just lovely to get out from here, from Carlingford. I say for families with young children, we recommend and would always advise stay on the Greenway. It's safe, it's flat, it's fantastic. But for more adventurous cyclists, you can go up the Mole Mountains to Castlewelling. You can go wherever you want. It's great.
It's literally like a theme park around here. If people like their cycling, like you said, you have the Mourne Mountains, you have the trails over in Rostrevor, so there's a bit for everybody. Just in relation, Richard, to the service you provide, I just mentioned heard you mentioning there about the families. You have the kids' bikes and also the trailers, haven't you?
Yes. So we basically have a family orientation. That's the mainstay of our business, and we've had very big family groups. We've got something over 50 bikes. So for the smallest, we've got trailers where we've had people put the baby, from the car seat, from the car into the trailer and go for a cycle on the Greenway. With 3 trailers in total. I think we've got 5 child seats. Then the next stage we have tag-alongs, which is how I actually taught some of my kids to ride a bike. That just literally attaches to a normal bike, and they pedal as well. Then we've got small bikes for the kids that have just started to ride, all the way through. I always joke, we had a guy came from Holland, he booked in advance and told me he was 6'5". Oh dear, I haven't got a bike for a 6'5" man. So I went and bought one. So we can literally go from a baby to a giant.
6'5".
And everything in between. Last year I bought what's called a piggyback trailer, which is a 2-wheeled tag-along with a seat for special needs children. Okay. And I bought a trike because I had some, shall we say, older customers that were struggling on 2 wheels. So we have a trike. And we have a tandem, which caused great hilarity last year for anybody that chose to take it out. My wife said, "You'll never rent that out." Joey said, "You'll never rent that out." But people ask for it, It's pink.
Of course. It's the novelty, isn't it?
Yeah. And couples is like, "No, we want that." I say, "Well, it's a proper couples test. You've got to be totally coordinated and working together for this." Yeah. And I've done it myself, cycled to Omeath and back on the tandem with my daughter, actually. So it's a challenge.
No, I can only imagine. I haven't tried it myself now, but...
Well, as you know, it's got some, right-hand turns. So it's okay on 2 wheels. When you're going around a 90-degree turn on a tandem, it's like a truck trying to go down the second Dundalk. Something like that, anyway.
No, that's fantastic. You seem to have a lot of the bases covered there, especially hopefully with the restrictions lifting now, and we're hoping to see more families coming to Carlingford. likes of kids, you seem to have the boxes ticked there from, so that's great. And hopefully we will see more of them kids and families coming, with hopefully towards the end of July, August time, we can start to get back on our feet a wee bit. Just in relation to the COVID-19 and the restrictions, how have you found it affecting yourself, Richard? I know we're all in lockdown, you haven't probably been doing too much, but have you plans for the future? Have you anything developed maybe, or?
Well, May the 18th, they're definitely going to open up bike repair. It says it on the roadmap, and I'm just awaiting a decision from, I asked Antron actually, Watters, and via the HSE as to whether we can or cannot open as an outdoor activity. But obviously, it's quite simple for us to implement all the COVID precautions, because we're in a compound, so it's quite easy to create a queuing system to keep people apart. You know, maximum group of 4. We've got all the sanitizers. We can wear masks. We can basically comply with COVID restrictions. But it is a question as to whether that particular outdoor activity or hiring bikes for people to cycle will be allowed. It's perfect. The 5 kilometres is perfect for us, because Greer's Quay's 5 kilometres. I cycle it all the time. So, you know, there's a nice little family, couple of hours or 3 hours out. If you went in the other direction, you'd pretty much get to Greenock from the centre of Carlingford in 5 kilometres. So, you know, there's enough of the wonderful things that would be feasible if they're allowable. And if not, well, we will carry on doing our bike repairs. Joey, my wife, qualified as a bike mechanic in last year, because we felt it was crucial to maintain our own fleet of over 50 bikes. And we started doing it for locals. We've done some for essential workers. So we will do bike repairs, and we take that, you know, forgotten bike. It's in the shed, it's in the garage, work till it's in the garden, and we get it back on the greenway. So, you know, it's a lot of fun, although it's actually hard work. But yeah, we do that. So that's a second aspect of what we do. And if that's all we do.
Yeah, and all that, them details and different refurbishments and stuff you can do, I'm sure can be found on your website, which is on yerbike.ie, isn't it?
Absolutely is, yes.
Yeah. So anybody that are looking for maybe to dicky up their bike now to get back on the greenway, get on yerbike.ie.
Yes, I mean, we were there. I had a project just to refurbish some vintage bikes, and people now locally know that we're there. And
brilliant.
You know, I am going to say it's better to shop local than it is
of course.
Dundalk and Newry, but particularly this time, you know, people have been bringing bikes with punctures. People have brought bikes with all manner of problems. So it's either a service if you like, in the best case, through to a rebuild. There's one on my website I posted a few days ago, which could only be described as a rebuild. And I'll show the photo when it's finished. So get people on your bike. Oh dear, there's a terrible pun, isn't it? But that's the idea. Getting people on their bikes.
Sounds great. Especially now, like I said, we've all been cooped up. So I'd say you might just see a few people back at that greenway come next Monday.
Well, I think we have already seen, Richard, that because we've got a compound and we're distanced from everybody, we've carried on doing, you know, bits of work in that compound and around our container. And we're actually seeing more people on the bikes, locals, enjoying the greenway, possibly for the first time. So sometimes the most incredible facilities are literally on your doorstep. But you don't use them. So we actually thinking positively that the other side of this, that the beauty of Carlingford, all the facilities that are here, that when everything's reopened, that we will hopefully see, you know, a quick return to the new normal. Last year we had people from New Zealand and Ecuador and Brazil and USA. We're not going to see them this year, in all probability. But I hope that we'll see more people from, you know, from an hour and a half drive from us in Ireland. And, you know, yourself with accommodation, where the family can stay together. you know, in a reunion holiday.
Yeah.
Let's hope people come.
Well, that's it. That brings me nicely onto my next point, actually, because a bit like ourselves, I'm sure you were involved in the cross-border tourism conference that was on. It was due to be on in the Four Seasons in Carlingford here in April, but it was done through Zoom or one of the online channels. And their big thing from it was domestic tourism. Domestic tourism is going to increase because obviously people are going to be afraid to fly for the next maybe 12 to 18 months. And they're going to see a big surge in domestic tourism coming from the likes of Falls Ireland and that, which is great for the likes of small holiday villages like Carlingford all over Ireland, because it'll get more people appreciate what Ireland have. Like on our doorstep, we probably don't appreciate what Carlingford has, but if things like the mountain, the sea, there's not too many places in Ireland that you get mountains both sides sweeping down into the sea. So with a bit of luck, like you said, when the new normal comes back July, August, September time, hopefully we will see an influx of domestic tourism, and like everybody else, we need it. So with a bit of luck, it'll come.
Hashtag when we travel again.
Hashtag when we travel again. Very true.
I am. I'm just a positive person by nature, so I've taken this. You know, out of all difficulty comes opportunity. So,
of course,
you know, I've actually exercised more than I did previously.
Yeah.
Our dog has lost about 3 kilograms because he walks more often. I've been able to take the most incredible photographs, maybe because I've had more time and I've paused for longer. And I post those on my, on my website, on my Facebook site. And we live in such a beautiful place. I mean, I literally rush down every evening now to see what the sunset's like.
Yeah.
Because it's never the same any 2 days. And last night I went a little bit further. I went to Greer's Quay and I went to Hamill's Pier. And just the sheer beauty of this place. Yeah. And I like to think I'm promoting it on a Carlingford on a broader scale, so that this is one of the places that people want to come when they can. And I think it's inevitable that, if Irish tourism was 75% overseas last year, 25% domestic, even if we double domestic, it's not going to return to the levels of 2019 quickly.
No, definitely not.
That collectively, we have to work to promote Carlingford as a place to come with the family. Lots of things to do, everything from the Sky Park, the cycling, the walking, the cafes. Let me not forget anybody, the pubs, the live music, the boutiques. It's all here. It's a wonderful place to be.
Yeah.
And I'm so pleased that I came to live here. It was possibly the best decision I've ever made in my life.
Brilliant. There you go. No, that's absolutely fantastic, Richard. And it's businesses like small business around Carlingford, family-run businesses that are depending on the tourism of Carlingford. So with a bit of luck, it won't be too long. It won't be too long till we're getting kicked off again. Well, Richard, thanks very much for having a chat with me today. It was short and sweet, but that's the way we like to keep the podcast. All the best for the rest of the year and into 2021. And no doubt I'll be seeing and talking to you very soon.
Same to you, Richard. Good luck.
Thank you.
Stay safe.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.